Born in Colombia, I grew up with a big family and a huge sense of family unity. I grew up with delicious Spanish food. And although I was little, being Colombian was all I really knew. Being little, I took for granted all that Colombia was and who I turned out to be because of it. I took for granted all the time I would spend with my grandma, who would later pass away once I was in the United States. I took for granted the food, the views, and most importantly, I took for granted what it really meant to be Colombian. I took for granted the way everyone, whether it was the taxi driver or my neighbor, was friendly. The way the entire country loves their land and the sense of community that you can find anywhere in Colombia. After 8 years of being in a very American part of South Florida, I could barely remember the images of my childhood. Instead of mountains, I saw palm trees. Instead of the frigid cold of Bogota, I felt constant warmth. Instead of staying in the same school for 12 years, I was always switching schools. Instead of Spanish, I suddenly had to learn English and speak it all the time. Instead of ajiaco, I ate McDonald's. I started losing all the little things about me that made me Colombian. And suddenly all my family was calling me a gringa. Who was I? Was I a gringa or was I Colombian? I struggled with that question most of my life. When people asked me what I was, I could never give a clear answer. Because truth is, I don't know who I am. I felt more American than anything. I even started wearing blue contacts because I felt like it made me fit in more. I didn't even want to travel to Colombia. It wasn't until my grandma died that I was forced to wake up and realize that my family is still in Colombia, that they're the ones who have been with me since I was born. I like to think I'm lucky. I am American. However, I am also native to Colombia. I have the family unity that most Colombians share. I share the love for the beautiful country in which I was born. I share the love for our soccer team and share the unique foods that originate in my country. I love tostaduros, mango biche, and soups. I grew up in an amazing country which has given me the opportunity to make so much of myself. Both came from a country that makes me who I am. It's my roots and my identity. I love the mountains and all my cousins, the music, and everything that comes along with being Colombian. However, I don't think I can describe myself to be of just one culture. I am very Americanized, but I will never forget my home and culture in Colombia. I'm a dual citizen and consider myself very lucky to have a little bit of both cultures